Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to another episode of Courageously Pursuing Connections Perfection. Is today going to be the day? Let's find out. Also, this video is going up a little bit later in the day. Usually I try to get them out by 6 p.m., but it's already 6:40 p.m. Uh, and I still haven't started the connections. That's because there was a thing I had to go to early in the morning, and it went all the way until 5, and I only just got home. Anyway, enough about that. Let's jump in. I haven't seen this puzzle. I haven't talked to anyone about this puzzle. I don't know anything about how difficult it's going to be. I don't know whether this is going to end my streak. Eventually, you will, if I do enough of these, eventually you will see me just fail a puzzle. That's a thing that can happen. They're not all gonna be cakewalks, but let's go in. Okay, let's think about this. Earthworm, mushroom, moonwalk. So I'm already seeing some sort of compound words. I guess I don't. Maybe mushroom isn't a compound word, but earthworm and moonwalk are. They're also dances, aren't they? Yeah, I think they are. Floss as well, and the robot are like fad dances, I think. But let's see. Let's not jump to any conclusions. So to startle someone, uh, to shake someone, like he was shaken after the startling thing happened to him, could be a thing. But then I think I've run out of other things to put into this category. So maybe that's not a that's not a thing. So Cabbage Patch, uh, I know Cabbage Patch Kids is a thing, but let's again take a step back. A float and a sundae and a shake are and split in fact are desserts. So I feel fairly confident putting those as one category, right? So let's think about this. So jump, bolt. So there's lightning bolt and then nothing else. Okay, so that's not a thing. Let's also go with my guess for the dances. Let's say, is it earthworm though, or is it just the worm? Maybe not. Let's hold off on that. Let's put the other things. Moonwalk, floss, robot. All right. Mud. Mudslide. So puddle and mud are both things that can happen after it rains. Is that a thing? A lightning bolt could happen after or during a thunderstorm, and it can create puddles and mud. That is that too much of a stretch? I think that might be too much of a stretch. Uh, Maybe that is indeed too much of a stretch. Earthworms might live in mud. Like what am I even doing? That can't be it. Where would mushroom go? Mushroom? Mushroom, mushroom. Mushroom, mushroom. Okay. Uh, Jump? Let's think about this. Where would jump go? Jump? bolt, shake, jerk. I mean, I know clean and jerk is a weightlifting thing. Like high jump or like long jump is a these are potential like athletic events. I don't I don't think that idea is really developing into anything. So cabbage patch? Hmm. Okay. Mud. Bolt. Bolt. Jump. Jerk. Shake, we've already put we think it's gonna go somewhere else. And then jerk, shake, jump. I mean, I guess these can all be part of dance routines, but I can't think of any dance that's just called shake. That'd be a pretty dumb name for a dance or jerk or jump. So let's tentatively put earthworm question mark. Right. And then what's left? Maybe writing them all down is gonna cause something to jump to jump to jump out at us. So there's what could jerk be? Let's think. Let's focus on one at a time and let's see what associations we can conjure up about individual words. Jerk could mean it could be an action. You jerk uh like a rope or like you grab somebody and you just, you know, like jerk their arm or something like that. That could be a thing, or it could also be something else, like jerk chicken. That's a thing. Startle, cabbage, puddle, mushroom, startle. Could it be? So I know. I feel like. Hang on a second. There's moonwalk. There's Sunday. There's start startle, and then there's earthworm. Is this a thing, or is this just the like greatest red herring of all time? Because I feel like we didn't we just have a connections where it was like the words start with something. If that's a thing, because I'm drawing a complete blank about what these other things could be. So let's maybe draw a line under this and then on a parallel path, think about what this alternate solution might lead us. All right, and then that leaves us with almost more questions than answers, but for the sake of completeness, let's put things anyway. Then shake and split could be something else. Then split and bolt could be terms for running away. And then split bolt then where would mushroom puddle mushroom cloud is a thing. Mud cloud? I don't think so. Mud slide? Split bolt. That could just be wrong. So what else is left? There's jump. And then there's two more things. There's floss and robot. I mean, like, yeah, see, calling it earthworm, I don't think that's, I'm not gonna look it up right now. I don't think that's what the dance is called, right? Because it used to be, I think he's still performing, right? I saw a video of him, uh, hilarious video of him and Joe Hendry, where he's Joe Hendry is making fun of the fact that his finishing move, he's making fun of his finishing move for being too slow, and his finishing move is called the worm. It's not called the earthworm, right? So I think earthworm is definitely a bait. Uh, which yeah, I mean, we're like if that was it, then it works on multiple levels because I mean I know bait can be all kinds of things, but the stereotypical bait that you see in cartoons, right, for fishing, it's always just a worm on a hook. So I think it's fitting that earthworm is potentially bait over here. But then split bolt. Wait a second. Bolt can also mean like you bolt, like sit bolt upright. So bolt, jump. These could be just terms for sudden movements. And then shake could also go in here. So let me take easy. Let's take jump out. Let's take jerk out, and then hang on. I feel like I'm just like missing four things somewhere. Then what am I missing? I'm missing float, split. Oh, cabbage. No, cabbage patch is up there. Mud? Hang on. Puddle? Puddle is there? I'm missing one. Bolt, split, and jerk are all in here. Float is in here. Mushroom is not in there. All right, so let's think about this. And again, leaving open the possibility that I'm just completely wrong about this, and I've just fallen hard for a different kind of uh, red herring. Because floss and robot could still be dances. Oh, no, wait. I think the or is it the split or the splits is a kind of dance. I think it's just the split. I think of it as just like a dance move, but okay, arguably even the robot is just like a specific like dance move, and so is floss. So if we're gonna think of it that way, then yes, floss, robot, and split could just be dance moves. So let's. Ooh, this is a. Cabbage patch? Float? Puddle, mushroom, cabbage patch, mud. I mean, float feels like it could be a. Could be a dance move. Well, hang on a second. But then what could possibly be the thing? Mud, cabbage patch, puddle mushroom. Cause could it be mud, puddle, mushroom, things that show up after it rains? But then I'm also thinking like, does it? Cabbage patches don't just show up after it rains, right? There's earthworms also show up after it rains. But moon, sun, earth, star, if we're right about this, cab, cab, I get puddle, mush. None of these things fit. Okay, I mean, okay. Let's. Am I wrong? Am I wrong about float? Let's think. You know what? I'm just gonna go for it. This might be our first failure, and if I fail badly enough, then I just won't upload it. You know what? That's that's giving me the confidence to do this. And if I get this wrong, then we're just gonna have to. If this is wrong, or if it doesn't say one away, then that means this entire thing is is like this entire hypothesis has been falsified. But you know what? I'm gonna do it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Oh, I am completely wrong because it's not even one away. Okay. So let me just delete everything. Because we're no longer getting perfect, right? So that's done. There's we're no longer getting perfect. But hang, was there anything about this? Maybe earthworm, mud. Mushroom puddle, things that show up after it rains. Let's try that. Earthworm, mud, puddle, and what was left? Mushroom? Let's try that. Am I wrong about this? I'm okay. I did get purple first, so we're not getting. I didn't think this was gonna be purple, to be perfectly blunt. So then, what are the dances? Right? It's split, robot, moonwalk, plus. Sunday, float, shake. No. Then hang on. How have I gotten purple and I don't know anything else? You can startle somebody, you can jump somebody, you can shake somebody, jerk you can jerk somebody. But then float, Sunday, split, what? Right? That's a bit of a problem. And then moonwalk. Let's think about this. Robot. The floss has to be a dance. Dental floss, and then what? Right? Because if we Sunday float shake split, bolt. I don't. It doesn't make sense to me. Bolt. There's I wish I knew what the cultural connotation of the Cabbage Patch stuff is, because I hear Cabbage Patch Kids. I have no idea what that means. It's only a thing that I've heard. I have no idea what it means. Cabbage Patch. Is that the name of a dance? Is that the solution? And startle. If okay, so clearly Earth is not part of this. So star, moon, and sun could still potentially be celestial objects. I feel like that's seeming very remote at this point. But then what else would it be? Let's let's give this failure of an idea one last go. Float, nope. Jump, nope. Shake, nope. Robot, nope. Flossbol split. Cab. I mean, so this is the only one where I guess rob is a word technically. Um, but I mean, that doesn't. This is the only other thing where the first few letters form a different kind of word. Cabpat. Maybe it's both of the words, or a jerk. Jerk, startle, shake. Jerk, startle, jump, shake. I feel like that's the only thing I can think. If this isn't it, my next idea is gonna be to go with desserts. Split Sunday float shake. But let me try this. Okay, yeah. So shake is probably not part of this. Maybe bolt. But if this is the case, split Sunday shake float. Maybe try this. And if I'm wrong about this, then okay, ice cream. Right. It was the obvious thing. And then out of this, bolt, jump, jerk, startle. Is cabbage patch? Oh my god, is it gonna be that it's just a dance I've never heard of? Fuck off. Oh, okay. I fell for a red herring because one way you can tell that you've fallen for a red herring is because it has one from each category, at least in my experience. I made two mistakes. Let's see how hard today's puzzle was. I actually think that I overthought it way too much. Way too much. And I think it's gonna have a solve rate of 70 plus. I think I just made it really hard for myself. Yep, 73% solve rate, average difficulty. I just bungled it. Let's see who did anyone else make the same mistake that I did? Yeah, yep. Well, not that many. But it's comforting to me to see that um there were at least a few other overthinkers. And I just have never heard what the fuck is a hang on, I need to get to the bottom of this. Oops, sorry. Uh I'll I mean I guess hang on a second. Let me just open a new tab. I accidentally opened my YouTube I mean, I'm uploading episodes of Slay the Spire. So sue me. I'm playing a different game while I'm also playing this game. Oh, what a controversy. What was it called? Cabbage Patch. What is this? Um, how to do the Cabbage Patch?
We got tech one, two, three,
Uh,
four. Just circular motions. Five, six, seven,
this
eight. Yes, counterclockwise. That's what I meant. Oops. So
this
let's try it
I'm
again. Six,
I have it on mute for
seven,
myself
eight,
because
one,
I don't have my
two,
earphones right now and I don't
three,
want
four,
the
five,
speaker audio
six,
to get caught
seven,
on.
eight. Those are the
I
arms.
mean, I could
And
change
let's
the
lean with the arms. So let's
source
just
thing,
do the body
but
without the arms.
I'm too
So
lazy.
if you
Okay, so I think we've seen enough. I I do not approve of the stance. I think it should be banned. Should be outlawed. Anything that causes me to lose a connections puzzle, immediately my first response is it should be made illegal. I mean, okay, I didn't lose the puzzle, but it stopped me from getting perfect. Had I known that Cabbage Patch was a dance, I would have. I feel like it would have been a lot more straightforward. But you know what? Let's try and be positive. I learned something new. You know, learned something new. Uh, yeah, even other people were having trouble with this, and it must be because of Cabbage Patch, because everybody knows about the moonwalk and the robot, and you know flossing or the floss or whatever the technical name is. It's gotta be Cabbage Patch must be the culprit. But more people got this, which I thought was ambiguous because you if somebody is startled, then they're flinching, and if like hang on, is startle a thing that a person does themselves? I thought you had to startle somebody else, right? I thought that's how the word. Let's hang on. Let's get another thing to get to the bottom of. Uh, Startle. What is this one of the definitions of this word? To disturb or agitate suddenly seems that something being done to somebody else. Number two, to cause to start involuntarily again seems to be something done to somebody else. Something that startles. Wait, to start involuntarily could be something. But no, this says to cause to start. But then. Oh, startled. If somebody is startled, or if you're. Hang on a second. Used without object. So startle. Used without object. Okay, so it is a word that you can use like that. Maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe it's just somebody being like a know-it-all about this highly unusual usage of this word. Anyway, I feel like we've gotten to the bottom of this, and that's gonna be about all for today's video. We didn't even get perfect, which I'm disappointed about. But you know what? I was never gonna get it because I was never gonna. No sane person is gonna conclude that Cabbage Patch is a dance unless they've specifically already heard about it, and I just hadn't heard about it, so I can't even be angry at myself. I feel like my other lines of logic were solid enough that even though they ended up being completely wrong, I can't really fault myself. And you know what? On that lovely note of self-forgiveness, I think we're gonna bring today's episode to a close. And until the next time, take care.